Welcome to the Leverton on Everything podcast, where I, Leverton, review everything on a daily basis in under 10 minutes. Today I'm going to talk about Marry My Dead Body, the Taiwanese film from 2022. I gave it 3 out of 10 stars. My review, too cliche for me. Honestly, I don't have much experience with Chinese films, so you should take this opinion with a grain of salt. I did not like this. I thought, for the most part, the plot was entirely predictable, and even when it wasn't, it felt like it wasn't justified in terms of storytelling. The main idea of the film isn't a bad one, but its execution seems very shoddy. And because it's a police drama and is set in China, one is left with a bunch of questions about procedure. The police in this film act exactly as if they were in the United States. I don't think that is entirely accurate. I think it's probably connected to the desire of the Chinese audience to see Chinese films, which act in a Hollywood way. But Hollywood movies are steeped in American culture. To put that in a Chinese context, I don't think makes a lot of sense. I think Korean drama and cinemas do a much better job of giving you interesting stories from a Korean perspective. But again, this is one of the few Chinese films I've actually seen, so I'm willing to admit that my opinion is not well balanced. I don't know if they do this now, but I post these reviews for the most part on IMDb, and they give you this rating of how helpful the review is, but really they're rating your opinion. Come on, they're not rating how helpful it is. But I got 2 out of 20 found it helpful. And I think that there's 2 reasons the review was so hated. One, I didn't even mention the premise of the movie, which is basically, if it's pretty interesting actually. So and I didn't mention the premise, and I keep referring to China, but it's Taiwan. So I wasn't making any political statement. I really thought that it was in China proper, not the island of Taiwan. But anyway, so the interesting premise is that in China, if women die before they marry, they can have something like ghost husbands. So you can get married to a dead woman, and that will appease her spirit if she always wanted to be married. In this particular movie, a young gay guy dies, and he is married to, I don't know how they do that, but he gets married to this police officer, and the police officer isn't gay, and they have hilarity ensues, but not really. I mean, it's not a good movie, but that's the premise, which is pretty interesting, actually. All right, please check out my other podcasts, the Everything and More, etc. podcast, Leverton on Politics, and Death by Disney.